Hello, welcome again to another week of cool discussions, guys. We're starting out with some headlines, your favorite time of the week. Look at that, eh? Beautiful picture of Muhammad Ali. Passed away yesterday. Anyways, the first thing we're going to bring up here, guys, some interesting news regarding the Canadian national anthem. Somebody in their wisdom has decided that they want to attempt to change the national anthem to make it more gender neutral. Yes. They want to change the words "in all thy sons command" to "in all of us command." You see that blank stare right there?
It's more matters like I'm trying to remember the national anthem and how the whole thing goes.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
It makes no sense. We're gonna waste our time talking about this. What is this?
like I understand that it's a liberal's dying wish that he wants to have it changed so it's gender neutral. Okay,
But to sit there and I think it's a little petty. It's a little like it to me it is. It's like, okay, well, are people really that upset about that? Like, now
it's not what goes around the water cooler when I'm at work.
like, is it really that big
to
of a deal?
change the national anthem so it's more gender neutral? No,
People probably don't even realize it. They probably just go, whatever, it's our national anthem. That's what we were brought up with. It's our, it's whatever. Is it really that big of a deal?
No,
I don't think it is.
The counter argument is it really that big of a deal? We could just change it. So
I guess it's not, but to me, it's been that way for how long? What are they saying? 150? We're 150 years old this year. That's what it says.
Yeah, we're 150 years old this year. However, I don't think the anthem's been around that long.
Probably not, but still, I don't know. I think like don't like. Do our politicians not have more important matters like $30 billion
in debt
to
which
worry about?
Could actually be a lot worse.
Than talk about changing our national anthem. Guys, I don't know. I just found it interesting. I kind of just shook my head and I kind of went like this.
Yeah.
That's it.
On to some lighter stuff. So when they exhumed King Tut's tomb, they took all of his stuff and they're photographing it and looking at it and shining bright, shiny lights on it to see if it does weird things. And they found something. I guess he has a ceremonial knife in there. And through X-ray spectral analysis, they found that it quite possibly could be a knife made from a meteorite. Now, not that big of a deal, but
Interesting, though.
yeah, it is interesting. So somebody actually saw this thing fall from the sky, went up to it, went, "This will make a good gift for my pharaoh," melted it down, and made him a knife. And it's like, that's actually kind of neat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's science. Pretty cool.
It is. And considering it was non-invasive surgery that did it, so they didn't have to break any pieces off, they didn't have to scratch it, they just took a machine, popped it in the machine, went click, went, ooh, this one's a space rock.
That's neat. That's really cool. I didn't hear about that.
No?
That's very interesting. As we know, we got some Olympic Games coming up. We got the Summer Olympics coming up
In
this
Rio?
year in Rio. And in 2018, we're going to have the Winter Olympics in Korea, I think. Right?
Korea?
I think so. They're in Korea. And it has come to light that the NHL players most likely will not be participating in this Olympics this time around because of silly insurance purposes. Now, I think the last few times that the players have gone, the IOC, the IIHF, have taken care of all travel costs, all insurance costs, and stuff like that. But this time they're kind of like, we don't really want to do that. And the NHL is going, okay, we're not going to send our players. I think it's a little bit deeper, and this kind of grinds my gears a little bit. Canada's won the gold medal the last 2 times. Go Canada. So we're the greatest hockey country in the world. We've won the last 2 world championships.
We've won junior championships as well.
I don't think we won the last one, though. Well, maybe
I think we did. I don't follow hockey.
But this grinds my gears because this year in September, the NHL and the NHLPA are putting on this thing called the World Cup of Hockey. And I think this has a little bit to do with why the NHL is not going to the Olympics. Because they're putting on their own little world tournament, which isn't a world tournament because they have a team called Team North America.
We did talk about this in a previous episode,
We did,
I believe.
yes, but it's grinding my gears more and more
As we get closer.
as we get closer to it.
Yeah.
And this grinds my gears. I see commercials on TV. We're gonna the World Cup of Hockey. Who's the owns hockey? And it's like, oh man, this isn't a world tournament. If you want to see, then the Olympics are the best place to get best on best. Because right now, in this World Cup of Hockey...
Even the World Championships.
Well, not 100% because of the World Championships. The NHL playoffs are still going on, so you don't send all your best players, right?
Yeah, but you still get the best of everybody else. So...
Well, not 100% because... Like, you get the best of, like, Germany, because Germany has, like, 2 NHL players in the NHL.
Yeah, but you also get really good Russians. You get really good Finnish people. You really get Sweden.
You have really good teams
Yeah,
at the World Championships. You have great teams, but they're not...
The NHL just tips the balance in favor of the U.S. and Canada, I think.
Not necessarily, because there's a lot of, like...
No.
There's a lot from there, but the Olympics is truly the best, because the NHL stops, and they send their players. Like, it's like, we stop, this is the big championship, go play. And now they're going to take it away. So what's Olympic hockey going to become? It's going to be nothing now. Who's going to get up at 3 a.m. to watch a gold medal Canada game now? I
people
might, but
to watch Canada win?
when they did it in, was it Russia? And the game was on at 5 in the morning. Fucking, we opened bars at 5 in the morning to let people drink.
That is actually very true. We
20 million
passed
people.
A limited time a rule exception to all bars that they could open up at this time and serve alcohol.
So if the NHL, it's because the NHL players were there. So if the NHL players aren't there, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's not going to be.
I can't counterpoint that. So
it's going to lose its luster.
It'll still be
all because the NHL's greedy.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that one either. Okay, so some dude, I guess I should have wrote down his name because it was probably more important. Some guy in, should have wrote down the place too, where Vikings come from. Some guy built a boat. He built a Viking replica of a boat based off of studies on design and studies from a real-life ship that they had found. He rebuilt it using modern techniques, obviously. He didn't do the whole thing by hand with a bunch of people. He did use a little bit more modern techniques, but the design was based off of old-style ships. He sailed across the Atlantic Ocean, which is what the Vikings were surmised to have done many, many years ago, and were considered to be the first ones to discover North America by comparison to Christopher Columbus.
He made it?
He made it.
Wow.
He made it in one piece, a crew of 16 or 18 people. They managed to sail from Greenland all the way to Nova Scotia.
Nice work.
Yeah. The only thing that wasn't entirely par to what ancient ships would have is they actually had a modern bathroom and supplies for a little kitchen, so they had a propane tank and so they can cook their food that way.
Probably had like modern GPS too, right?
Oh yeah, and GPS, but
just to be safe.
But he proved that Vikings were able to do it. So congratulations for him, and it was on the boat, the Herald Helfagra. I hope I got that correct.
That's interesting. That's cool.
That's.
I think it's pretty neat when people do like recreations and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I personally think that we as a modern society think that people back then were dumb. No, they weren't. They
didn't have the same.
They didn't have the same stuff, but you know what? They had just as much enthusiasm.
They'd be more resourceful.
Yeah,
I think way back.
So
now we have it easy, and it's kind of like
we have
it pretty damn easy.
So, but the Vikings, he made a journey that was made famous by the Vikings, and we found settlements here in North America. So, congratulations to the guy.
Interesting. Yes. Now send him back to his country. Damn Vikings, trying to take over Canada. In other news, we've all heard the story of the in the zoo in America. I think where was it? Cincinnati, somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in the U.S. It's all the same to me. Of the 4-year-old kid falling into the gorilla cage.
Yep.
Resulting in the death of a
gorilla.
silverback gorilla. Now it's quite the shame. My question is, I want to know how the kid got in there in the first place. Like, I know your kids
crawled through a hole.
I know you kids can get away from you. Like, I get that. But long enough to get into a gorilla cage? And number two, as a parent, why are you not following your child into that gorilla cage? Going, no. You kill me, not my kid. You know? Like, and there was some video of it, and the kid was in there for, I don't even know how long, a couple minutes before they did, like 10 minutes, I think. That's what they said, before they finally shot the gorilla. You know, some people are pissed off that they shot the gorilla. I get why they had to shoot the gorilla, because imagine you shoot this gorilla with a fucking tranquilizer dart. The gorilla's going to get pissed. Mm-hmm. Then what's it going to do with this kid?
Unfortunately, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations. If they'd shot him with a tranquilizer and the gorilla went ape and killed the kid, it would have been a different type of tragedy, you know. And now that they killed the gorilla and saved the kid, it's another type of tragedy. So it's damned if you do.
Just put your kid on a leash.
I actually really agree with that. I have actually been one of those parents that have lost my children because they said they were going one place, they only made it halfway, and boy did they get it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, if you have a young child, and we see those like little backpacks with the leashes on them, put your kid in there. Who cares?
If you look at that and go, "Oh, poor child," no.
Parent.
That kid has a history of running away.
That's
that
right.
That parent is being smart.
That's right.
I don't disagree with it because I know how slippery children can be. You haven't quite learned that quite yet. Cause,
well, I almost lost your kid at this stage.
Yeah, I know. He was there when I lost my kid. So
Christ.
It was horrible.
Not even my kid, and I was like, oh my God.
It was an interesting day that day, that's for sure. Okay, on to a different type of news. In Dubai, which is that place where they build all those fancy hotels and...
they build islands out of nothing.
Islands.
They build cities.
Yeah.
Where the World Cup of in 2022, I think, the city doesn't even exist yet.
What? The World Cup of soccer?
Yeah, apparently. The city's not even there yet. It's going to be built for the World Cup.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, according to the internet, and we all know how the internet's right all the time. So.
Okay. I heard that the World Cup was going to be there, and they're still building the stadiums, but...
Well, one of them, that I've read that somewhere.
Okay. So, this place in Dubai has actually figured out a way to 3D print a building. I guess this building that they 3D printed has gone into service a couple of days ago, and it was printed with a combination of metal, plastic, and concrete. I know 3D printers are pretty amazing, but I didn't know that they could print concrete.
I've heard some stuff on...
I've heard that they can do
3D
plastic
printers, yeah, they
and
sound
metal.
pretty cool.
And I've seen the metal ones, and wow, that's amazing, because...
It's like a replicator almost.
Yeah, pretty close.
It's almost like a replicator, you know? It's
Star Trek, here we come.
It's the closest thing we have. Like I don't know how they work. I don't know what they use for materials, but...
It was short on details. However, I just thought it was really interesting is that, one, you could print concrete. I didn't think it was but they were able to do it. The building looked... it didn't look too spectacular. It was just it was an oval-shaped building with some windows.
Like it was a big building? Like
it was
big size building. Wow.
Yeah. Modular, though. Like, chunk here, chunk here, chunk here. You put it together to make the building. But the fact that you could do this...
I wonder what the cost of that was. I wonder if it was like a...
It was $140,000 to print.
And was it bigger than a house? Like, say it was...
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was as... trying to put something... for those of you in Calgary, it would be the size of... I forgot the name of the place.
Don't worry, the government's going to screw it up anyways.
Yeah.
They're going to get their hands on these 3D printing stuff and be like, you can't build your house with that because of regulations. But you can build a house for $500. Sweet. Oh, wait, you gotta what? Pay $10,000, $100,000 in regulation fees? Oh, great.
Interesting idea. Let's see where it goes.
That's neat. That's totally neat.
It is.
That's cool.
It is. And last but not least, Pizza Hut has finally agreed to remove all the artificial ingredients from its menu.
I like Pizza Hut. It's one of my favorite pizzas.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. They're getting healthier.
Come on. How healthy can pizza really be?
Pizza
Like,
can actually
man.
be pretty decently
Yeah,
healthy.
if you don't get the cheese on it.
Even with cheese.
Come on. Like, ugh, they're getting healthy because they're using real ingredients. I don't get that. I don't get that whole thing of that. You know what I mean? I just don't get. I don't understand. It's good that they're going to use like fresher ingredients, but how much is that going to cost us? As a
Artificial.
consumer?
They're getting rid of artificial ingredients.
I don't want to know what their artificial ingredients were then. Would they have fake bacon? Fake green peppers? What does that even mean?
Preservatives, MSG. I don't know.
What frozen? What from frozen? Are they going to go from fresh? I don't know. I don't know what that means. It's cool.
You know
but
that
I
you
don't-
say it.
I don't know what that means. What do they mean by it? That? Kind of scary now. I was thinking of having pizza Hut for dinner, but now I'm kind of going, what?
Well, okay. Well, you could take it as you want to take it.
Good for Pizza Hut,
Yeah.
I guess. Thanks for feeding me artificial food for the best, however long. I appreciate that.
Oh, come on. It's the same thing
You
as
don't.
McDonald's beef burgers is more sawdust than it is actually burger.
It's still good.
Yep.
A Big Mac is still delicious.
Unfortunately, yes, it
You
is.
can't deny it. Unfortunately, a Big
people
Mac
could.
is good. Well, yeah, there are people who don't.
People will deny it. So, thanks for joining us. Join us for the rest of the week where we are going to be talking about the glass coffin, an article by Jim Goad, as well as the scalping problem, well, supposed problem that we have in Alberta. So, thanks for listening. You can follow us on Twitter. You can like us on...
Go to our Facebook page, guys, and give us a like. Give us one of those. Give us one of those. Give us a like. Follow us. All that good stuff on the social medias.
Thanks. See you
Have
for
a
the rest
great
of the week.